Welcome once again to Lehto's Law. Here's Steve Lehto.
I did a video not so long ago about a judge who had an inappropriate adult relationship with a prosecutor on a case that was before him. And, these things happen, and you hear one story like that, and you're like, wow, those don't happen that often. And then something else crazy comes along, such as the police commissioner caught with sex worker. And he says she unexpectedly jumped into his truck. But the story unfolded in such a way, I've got stories here from two different news sources, and a whole bunch of people sent this to me, and this is not a good look. But there are some facts in this story that make it even more entertaining. So Justine Lofton wrote the first version for MLive. A Detroit police commissioner was allegedly caught in a sex act with a known prostitute Wednesday, according to Fox 2 out of Detroit. He says the situation is a misunderstanding. Fox 2, of course, is WJBK-TV. Good friend of mine, Charlie Langton, works there. He's an attorney, but he's an on-air guy, too. Around 7 a.m. Wednesday, 7 a.m. Wednesday. What do you normally do at 7 o'clock in the morning? See, some people are just getting up 7 o'clock in the morning. There are some people out there working at 7 o'clock in the morning. Hard-working women on the streets. And, it turns out that around 7 a.m. Wednesday, Wayne County Sheriff's deputies were working undercover in the area of Schaefer Road and Sorrento Avenue in Detroit when they found a man engaged in an adult act with a woman in a vehicle. Now, here's the thing. 7 a.m. Wednesday. You wonder, is this how he starts his day, or is this how he ends the day before? Is this, in other words, could this be a spillover from Tuesday night into Wednesday morning? Or is this just got up at 6 o'clock that morning and on the way into work? I mean, I don't know. But I'm just wondering what 7 a.m. to get caught like this. But they found the man engaged in the act with a woman in a vehicle. Now, that's also been reported by WDIV Local 4. He identified himself as a Detroit police commissioner and asked the deputies if they could help him out. Could you help me out in the situation? What I got here is a situation. I need help. They cited him for indecent and obscene conduct, and they had his vehicle towed. The woman was also ticketed. Now, a statement was released Wednesday by the commissioner, and he says that the situation is a misunderstanding. The woman unexpectedly jumped into his truck, and he was trying to get her to leave. I'm guessing somehow in that process, his pants came off. You'd be amazed what happens. That's why you lock your doors. Lock your doors so strange women can't jump into your truck and make it look like you're doing something untoward, as they say. He also said he won't attend the Detroit Police Commission meetings in the near future because that might be a distraction. But he was simply trying to get her to leave the truck because she jumped into it unexpectedly. Now, I was looking for more information on that because that's a short story right there. And by a short story, I mean a very short story. And I found an update from the Detroit Free Press, the paper I delivered as a young man. Andrea May Sahuri wrote this. And Detroit Police Commissioner resigns following sex worker scandal. So he says the woman jumped into his truck. He's trying to get her to leave. Cops came along, wrong place, wrong time, that kind of thing. And it was going to be a distraction, and now he's resigned. He's a member and former chair of Detroit's Police Oversight Board. He announced his resignation from the board just yesterday, a day after the Wayne County Sheriff's Office said he was caught with a sex worker by undercover cops. He represented District 1 for the Detroit Police Board of Commissioners, which is an 11-member civilian board with supervisory authority over the Detroit Police Department. He previously announced he was stepping away from board meetings after the news broke of his alleged involvement with the woman in his truck at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm sorry, I can't get past this 7 o'clock in the morning thing, okay? I'm not saying that things like that can't be done at 7 a.m. between consenting adults, but I'm just talking about at the side of the road with a woman who just jumped into your truck. He said, "It's been an honor and a privilege to serve the residents of Detroit in police oversight. After further consideration of the best interests of my family," yes, he's a family man, "and the board, I'm choosing to resign as the district police commissioner effective immediately." So undercover narcotics officers, or narcs as we called them back in the day, with the Wayne County Sheriff's Office say they caught a man engaged in an act with a prostitute in his vehicle at 7:15 a.m. on Wednesday morning. So it's actually 7:15. We want to be specific, not around 7 o'clock. It was 7:15. A police captain told the Free Press that officers saw the man with the woman, who is known to officers, parked in Detroit near Schoolcraft Road and Schaefer Highway. And so that's even worse. When the police know who she is, they see her, they go, "Look, we know who she is, what she does for a living." And we all remember those days, you know, when you're watching Starsky and Hutch or Matlock. Okay, I'll admit, I've never watched Matlock. I just know that's a joke that the Grandpa Simpsons always joke about Matlock. But when you're looking for information on the streets, you can have an informant like Huggy Bear. Or occasionally you can find that streetwalker with a heart of gold, and she'll tell you what's going down. And, you know, it's a rough night, not a lot of business tonight, but I did hear that there's somebody trying to fence stolen diamonds 3 blocks down there behind the VFW. That's all I know. They're trying to fence stolen diamonds behind the VFW at 8:30 tonight. I don't know if that'll help you guys or not. You guys say you're looking for jewel thieves? Okay, the word on the street is they're trying to fence some stolen diamonds behind the VFW tonight. Okay? I don't know. Does it help you? Yeah, here you go, honey. Here, have a couple $100. These aren't real, by the way. Somebody sent me a stack of these, and they're sitting on my desk, and they're fun to play with. So this is movie money for motion picture purposes only. But it looks real. It looks real. So the captain of the police said that the man who was caught here asked officers at the scene whether they could help him out. Now, he denies the allegations and characterized the entire situation as a big misunderstanding. He said he has nothing to hide and admitted he told officers he was a police commissioner. So he came right out and said, "I'm a police commissioner." The question is, did he say that because he was trying to use it as leverage? Or did he say it as kind of like, "Hey, just to let you know, I'm somebody you know, and it's embarrassing that you got me here, but, whatever." But he says he's got nothing to hide. The question is, when the police officers rolled up on him, as they say, whether he had everything hidden or not. Because it says here that they did charge him with indecent and obscene conduct. And the indecent part is often whether or not you've got things that are exposed. So he has nothing to hide. He told the Free Press that a woman he does not know tried to get into his truck when deputies just pulled up right on me. So talk about bad timing. He's there for whatever reason. The woman jumps in his truck just as the cops pull up. Talk about bad timing. So meanwhile, the police officer said that the commissioner was issued a misdemeanor citation for indecent or obscene conduct. And the charge did not yet appear online at the 36th District Court records, but it will shortly. But unfortunately, the 36th District Court, which is a district court for Detroit, is one of the most overwhelmed, and I hate to say this, but true, poorly run courthouses probably in the world. And I'm not familiar with all legal systems at every corner of the planet, but the 36th District Court is a horrifically managed courthouse. And so I've heard of stories, things getting lost down there, and it's almost impossible to get something straightened out if something goes wrong. And so I can tell you that I've had a case in 36th District Court, lawsuit, where a piece of paper got lost. So went in front of the judge. Judge goes, "Here, let's straighten it out with this order here." And the court clerk's office won't straighten it out. And you got to go back to judge's clerk, and say, "Hey, look, the clerk downstairs won't." And they're like, "We don't know what to do." Like it's beyond them to get these things straightened out. Those kinds of problems do not happen in most courthouses. But the 36th District Court, again, poorly administered. So it wouldn't surprise me if it takes a few days for something like this to pop up. because of the overworked clerks. And so it's not the fault of the people who are doing the work. It's the fault of people who run that courthouse. However, let's get back to the story here. The police commissioner. Now, there's several police commissioners on this board, but it was a police commissioner caught with a sex worker. He was ticketed for same, but he says she just jumped in his truck. He had no idea who she was or what she was doing in there. She just jumped in his truck. Wrong place, wrong time. So we'll see what happens. Story came from both the Free Press and MLive, and a lot of people sent it to me. Thanks a lot. Questions or comments, put them below. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching Lehto's Law. They don't know that we know, they know we know.